Hey everybody, today I have a LEGO Star Wars set review of the 75300 Imperial TIE Fighter. This set released in 2021 for $45. It had 432 pieces and came with 3 minifigures. So straight away, let's go ahead and look at the minifigures. First up, I'll start with the TIE Pilot. Now, there's nothing really that special about this guy. Don't get me wrong, he's a good figure, but not really a standout by any means. He's got good enough detailing, and he's a good figure, it's just there's nothing that stands out about him, which is somewhat a theme for all these figures, really. Next one is an Imperial Protocol droid, and there's just really nothing special here. The head mold is kinda neat, printing's alright, but I don't know anybody who's buying this set for this figure. The third minifig is a Stormtrooper, which is a nice throw-in. You can always use more of them to add to your army. Of course, this is the same Stormtrooper we've been seeing for a little while now. I will say, as I have been seeing for a while now, I'm not a real big fan of these oversized helmets they put on them. This figure lineup is honestly just nothing special. If I'm being honest, you're definitely not buying this set for the figures. We see TIE pilots and Stormtroopers plenty of times, and even that Imperial Protocol droid, I swear I've seen it before, or they've included one similar to it before. I think this set was really lacking in the minifigure department. Now, all the figures they included make total sense, and they weren't necessarily bad choices, but there's just no standout figures here. For example, the TIE Bomber they recently released. Of course, you get the TIE Pilot, but then you also get Darth Vader and the Imperial Admiral Salone. That give you an awesome lineup on top of an already really good ship. Unfortunately, LEGO didn't take that approach here, and we're left with a mediocre minifigure lineup. Looking at the build though, despite many other people's opinions, I am actually a fan of it. A lot of people have trouble with this build scale, and it really doesn't bother me, to be honest. I think some people blew that out of the water, and it's just not that big of a problem for me. They captured the geometry of this build very well. Making a sphere out of LEGO is pretty hard, and especially when you consider they're trying to make this a cockpit where you can fit in a minifigure. So for them to be able to do it here and make it look so nice is quite a treat. That kind of care and detail is really found around this entire build, and adds to why I actually really like this TIE Fighter. They got all the details right on it. Honestly, the scale in this set just doesn't really affect my opinion of it. I feel like it looks good sitting next to the other X-Wing they released with it. Other than that though, there's not a whole lot else I can say about this build. They definitely had a good design and it's very structurally sound. And of course, it would come with the play features that you would expect. It has the spring-loaded shooters on the bottom, as well as an open cockpit where you can set in your TIE Pilot. So while I know a lot of people complained about this build, this really isn't what drags the set down for me. What really does it for me is the minifigures. Looking at this build, for me, the only thing that kind of bothers me is that the one ball joint piece on the wing is a dark gray instead of the light gray. I honestly just find that kind of absurd that LEGO can't make that piece in the light gray. Like, they clearly have the ability to, it's just they're choosing not to, and it's pretty annoying. Now, it's not like this one little piece ruins the set, that's not what I'm saying. But I honestly just think it's kind of lazy and honestly a little appalling that LEGO just won't make the right color for this piece. That really is a nitpick though, as I feel like this build does serve well. Looking at this whole package together, I think it is a little sketchy for $45. I don't necessarily think it's outrageous, but I definitely think a $40 price point would have been better. I honestly think that part of that though is just set on from the fact that I feel like the minifigures are so lazy in this set, and they didn't even try. And while I'm not ready to call this the best TIE Fighter ever, I definitely think it got overhated, and I don't think it deserved all the negativity it got. In the end though, I do think this is a solid set, with really only the semi-problem being a mediocre minifigure lineup. Now I just want to thank you guys for stopping on by and watching my review of the 75300 Imperial TIE Fighter. I think it's a fairly solid set, but if you guys have different opinions on this set, let me know down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.